Hi guys, welcome. Danny here from the Magic Junk Drawer. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about astrology. So most people know their sun signs. Like for me, the sun was in Pisces when I was born, and I was born at 15 degrees Pisces, which means that every year when the sun comes to 15 degrees Pisces, I celebrate what's also known as solar return. Sun comes back to the exact point in the sky when you were born, and you have what's known as a solar return. So for that day, I think this year that just passed, the moon was in Gemini. So even though natally my moon is in Leo, for this year I have a Gemini moon, which means that my emotions might be a little bit changeable, which is different than, say, a Cancer moon, which would be a little bit more emotional. So if you don't know anything about astrology, one of the most important things is your rising sign, because the rising sign is the sign that was rising on your ascendant at the moment of birth. And when you know that sign, it correctly puts all the other planets in the particular house that they were in when you were born. Which then when you go and you look at your solar return chart, you can see where they are for this year. Like for example, I know that natally my sun is in the 10th house, which is the house of social status. But this year it's in my 5th house of true love. Last year it was in the 8th house of, well, the 8th house is like credit, other people's money, inheritance, sex, birth, rebirth, death. So each year is a little bit different, and it's different from your natal chart. So someone who has the sun in the 1st house, you would be a little bit more in front and personable. People like you, probably have a lot of friends. Your personal appearance is important, and you want to make a good impression on people if the sun is in the 1st house. In the 2nd house, which is the career house and earned income, you're probably a little bit more concerned with making money and your career than you are with your looks and how you present yourself to the world. And you focus a little bit more on your possessions, your home, and your security. The sun is in the 3rd house. You're very good with communication. You like to talk. You like to study. You like to research. You like to investigate. So this is how we can see different people's personalities. Like when you start to study astrology and you meet somebody who is maybe all dolled up, you're like, oh, this person's definitely got their sun in the 1st house. And then you see somebody else who's like really thrifty and maybe very much a workaholic. You think to yourself, oh God, he's got to have the sun in his 2nd house, definitely. Sun in the 4th house. The 4th house is the house of the mother. It's the home. It's ruled by Cancer. So somebody with the sun in the 4th house would be interested in home, family, and family security. They build strong roots. The sun in the 5th house is creativity, children, true love. So that person may be a little bit more romantic. The sun in the 6th house is a hard worker. That person may be in the health field. They could be obsessed with work. Sometimes, and then it's true too, because sometimes there are some years where you may be more obsessed with work because in that particular year your sun was in the 6th house of your solar return. And maybe the next year you're not as preoccupied with work. And it's true, life ebbs and flows. Some years you work a lot, other years, work is a little slower. The sun in the 7th house, you have a great social life, and your relationships play a huge role. So the 1st house is your house of self, which opposes the 7th house, which is the house of partnership. And it's not only your love partnership, but it also could be a business partner. So somebody with their 7th house sun would definitely have a business partner or thrive in that sort of a relationship, whether it be a marriage or a partnership, where some people do much better single or solo, working alone. Sun in the 8th house, you want more than appearances. You want to dig deep. You want to know what's going on inside. The eighth house is ruled by Scorpio. So even if you're not a Scorpio, but if your sun is in the eighth house, you could have that kind of Scorpio feeling. I don't know Angelina Jolie's chart. I know she's Gemini, and I believe she's a Cancer rising, but she just feels to me Scorpio. I would be surprised if she didn't have something in Scorpio, but I don't know her chart. Sun in the ninth house, you're direct and candid, and you tend to brush past appearances and settle for only the truth. You may travel and counsel and teach others. Sun in the 10th house, that's me. You're career orientated and your personal reputation is important to you. You possess a natural sense of organization and practical insight, and you may excel at managing or supervising others. Now, once again, I'm going to tell you, I am the worst person in the world when it comes to organization. But I was a manager for years at A&P, a part-time manager of the front end at night. And I was pretty good at it because I worked with a lot of teenagers and I really respected them because I know what it's like to be a teenager. And sometimes I feel like managers just didn't, I don't know, maybe they just didn't understand. Maybe that's the Pisces in me that's kind of empathetic. If you hear that scratching right now, the dog is like digging into the carpet. I don't know what he's doing. But I was a manager for years with my organizational skills, but I know how to get everything done. I can get everything done. I just may not be able to tell you how I did it. Whatever. I'm very candid about my flaws. The sun in the 11th house, you're a group leader, you have a lot of friends. That's the house of friendship. You are you're good for the community, you work well with others. You strive to make dreams and ideals real. You're just very popular. I've never been popular. Whatever. I'm too old to care. Those days are over. The sun in the 12th house, you're naturally a giving person, but you know, the 12th house is like secrets and mysticism, so you could hold some secrets and maybe not share everything. You're a born psychologist and you may find yourself counseling or caring for others and their mental needs. I think that people with the sun in the 12th house, they're a little bit more mysterious than what it says here. I don't always agree with everything, but if you don't know where your sun is, you can do a free chart online. If you're interested in learning more about astrology, I offer lessons. You can buy them at the Etsy store, or you can message me. We can work something out because I love teaching it. I want people to be able to look at their charts. When I look at my chart or I look at somebody's chart, I will see something new every time I look at it. Like something else will pop out and I'll be like, oh my God, you have this connected to that, or oh, you just met this person, his sun is on your Venus and whatever. And so I find it's fascinating and I like to teach it, but if you don't want to teach it, you just want to know where your sun is, you go online and make a free chart. And like and subscribe to our emails. Like and subscribe to the videos so that we can keep you in the loop. And if you have any questions and you want to send us a comment, you can reach us on Instagram, Twitter, Danny's Astrology Charts on Facebook, or right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.